Good morning and welcome to another video. So we're just out for a very short one this morning. Done a couple of walks over the weekend, well not the weekend, had a couple of days off work. I went for a fairly short walk with my dad around the West Stockworth, Misterton, Haxey area. Then on Friday I went out, met a friend at Alfreton. I went out towards Matlock. And we did I've still got major DOMs from all the hills and everything that we did there. So today it's just a short one to get the legs turning a little bit, get some more base miles in for my Yorkshire Three Peaks practice. And so I'm just out on another kind of local doorstep walk, maybe try and get about 5 or 6 miles in this morning. We're due for some rain, so I have got my new Mountain Warehouse waterproof on, and I also have my Osprey waist pack, so just to carry a few bits, my phone, keys, bits and bobs like that. So yeah, just a very, very short one this morning. One thing that I've noticed this morning, there's a couple of tracks along here. One is for a public footpath and one's for a bridle way, and I'm on the public footpath. However, there are horse hoof prints along here, which means, and I may be wrong, but I'm under the impression that horses shouldn't be on public footpaths, much like bikes. It's foot traffic only. So interestingly, I've just been talking to a chap out walking his dog, and I mentioned about seeing the horse hoof prints and it being a public footpath, and he said they come out quite early and it's actually hunts. So yeah, hunts come out ripping the footpath up. And just to show you, I don't know whether you can sort of see the mess that it's making of the footpath there. Try and get a better shot. So yeah, you're trying to walk along and there's these great big divots all the way along. What's that one? Bridle way. So I've gone totally off-piste now. I can see there's a footpath, although it's not marked on the map. I don't know whether it's private land, so I'm just keeping a low profile. Following along, pretty much along the bank of the River Devon. So in theory it should be public access. Seen a few pheasants, I can hear them chirping. Do they chirp? But yeah, seen a few run past. Can hear a woodpecker. Don't know if you just heard that. So I suspect, because there are some little horse jumps, that we may very well be on private land. Yesterday when I was out with the dogs, heard quite a lot of shooting, which frightened the dogs, and a lot of revving, like off-road bikes and things, and yeah, lots of either quad or off-road bikes. So Again, just trying to keep a low profile, not doing any damage. There's nothing that said keep out or private property or anything, so if anybody stops me, I'll just plead ignorance. So I think I'm going to turn around at this point. I've got a good idea where this heads down to. I wanted to see if it met up with the woods that I was at yesterday. I'm pretty sure it does. It looks like the same woodland, and it follows the River Devon along. So I'll have a look on the map when I get home. You know, after the winter we've had and all this wind, so what I was trying to say is it's been so nice after all the weather that we've had, all the wind, really high winds bringing trees down. I've not been able to get out on my bike for over a month. Definitely feel there's a bit detrimental impact on my emotional well-being at this time of year. I had a real low yesterday. Oh, it's just so nice to be out and it's warm and there's blue skies and there's sun. And you hear woodpeckers and pheasants and yeah, it's really nice. So just wanted to say a little bit about mental health, really. I know it's something that's you know, a lot of people are much more tuned into and aware of these days, and how you really have to make an effort to take an active role in maintaining your own emotional well-being. I don't know, yesterday I had a real low. And I spent, well, I ruined the day. I ruined the day for myself. I ruined the day for my wife. I just went into a complete low. I know I said it said no, there were no signs about trespassing or private land, but maybe this is a giveaway. So just while I've got a little bit of shelter from the wind, so kind of going back to the conversation about mental health and the dip that I had yesterday. I've got a history of suffering with depression, but certainly from being about 15 right into my mid-20s, I struggled with depression. Lots of things fed into that, and if I'm honest, I think you can kind of guess at things, lots of things that were contributing to it, but I definitively don't know why. I never ended up medicated. I was referred to a psychiatrist, and I had a CPN that I saw for a little while, community psychiatric nurse. I self-harmed for a number of years. I didn't look after myself, you know, and I think that's been the turning point for my mental health, is starting to recognise the negative impact that alcohol has on me, but also knowing the positive impact that eating well, trying to sleep enough, and getting exercise, more importantly, how big an impact that has on my well-being. And I think yesterday, the fact that I didn't go out anywhere, I mean, I took the dogs out for a short walk in the end, but the fact that I kind of left it till I felt like I'd wasted the day, and then had to take my daughter to work, so I was kind of restricted time-wise as to when I could go out, when I would need to be back, then the daylight that was remaining after I'd dropped her off. And I just started to feel this sense of like, oh my God, you know, I'm just imprisoned by everything. I can't, you know, and you know, when you're grown up and you're in a relationship and you've got kids and stuff, you know, there are responsibilities that you inevitably will have. And, you know, I accept that. I'm not resentful of that. But I think, you know, had I realised that I should have just got up and got out and done something like this earlier in the day yesterday, then I would have felt like I'd done something with the day. I've had a little walk. It would have improved how I felt about myself. But instead, you know, I sat on the couch for 3 hours, literally 3 hours, staring out the window until it had gone completely dark, crying for about an hour, just feeling sorry for myself, you know, achieved nothing and I wasted the entire day. And I think that's where it's about being proactive, you know, when you are depressed or you're having a low mood. You know, the last thing you want to do is look after yourself. The last thing you want to do is kind of talk to anybody. And but you have to reach out and you have to push through it. You know, had I kind of pulled myself out of it yesterday, I wouldn't have wasted a whole day. And I'm not saying that it's that easy for everybody. I recognise that, you know, some people's depression is much worse. And but you know, there are things that we can do, all of us can do, to look after ourselves better. And yeah, that's what I want to say really. So, not entirely sure what the plans are over the next couple of weeks. Hoping to get out again with my sister at some point, but she's got a skydive next weekend and is doing a lot more work at weekends, so I have to see what we can sort out. But yeah, for now, thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.